Welcome to the Irresistible You podcast. This is the place to get a dose of empowerment to create the life you crave and deserve. My name is Amy with 2 E's, and I am the CEO and founder of Irresistible University. Through my podcast and courses, I teach women just like you how to ditch the body image issues, gain confidence, and lose the emotional weight to look and feel irresistible at any size. If you like the podcast, you're going to love the Irresistible You online course and VIP private podcast. If you want to learn more, including the investment, see everything that's included, get real client testimonials, and to snag your seat and enroll, please head over to irresistibleicing.com/course. That link is also in the show notes. All right, welcome back to the Irresistible You podcast. Today is going to be a big dose of tough love. I think we all need that from time to time, and today is the day. So we are going to be getting into it, and it's a topic that hits home for me. It really hits home, and I think about this quite often. And this is the reality. When it comes to your weight loss journey, when it comes to changing your life, nobody is coming to save you. Nobody is going to save you except yourself. You have to save yourself. There comes a time in your weight journey where you have to decide, I'm either in or I'm out. I'm either going to do this for me or I'm not, because no one is coming to fucking save you. And for those of you that know me and you've been listening to the podcast for years, or, even for a little bit, but you've gotten to know me through my episodes, my tough love approach I can have sometimes. It all comes from love. It all comes from respect, because I know this is the message that I've needed to hear at times. And so that's where this comes from. No one is coming to save you. This is not meant to be negative. This is not meant to deter you, but it's the cold, hard reality. And you sitting around waiting to be saved is literally taking off years of your life. You sitting around waiting for somebody to show up and magically make your weight loss happen, you are sadly wasting your time. Even if you think I'm the one who's going to help you, or I'm the one that's going to magically make it happen for you, I'm not. My podcast can inspire, it can motivate. Same with my course and my private podcast. But if you, at the end of the day, are not doing the work, then what is it doing for you? You have to put in the work. Listening to motivational things, reading inspirational things, all of that I highly, highly recommend, obviously. But it doesn't really mean anything if you don't take action. You can have a personal trainer. You can have those freaking meal delivery services showing up at your house so you don't have to think about food. But let me tell you this. At the end of the day, when you're tired, when you're stressed out, when your taxes are due, when you don't want to deal with the world because the fucking world is on fire right now, there is a dumpster fire happening and you just want to zone out. You don't want to admit what's going on in your life. You don't want to deal with life. Who is the one that has to put their shoes on, lace them up, get outside and do the work, do the exercise, do the routine, get with a personal trainer? You. And it's only you. You can have the best personal trainer on the planet, but their ass is not the one getting on the treadmill, and their ass is not the one sitting there having to lift the weights and do the reps over and over and over and over again. They cannot save you. They can support you. They cannot save you. At the end of the day, when all you want to do, for all the said reasons that I just gave, you're stressed out, you're tired, you're over it, you want to completely zone out from the shit that's going on in this world, and you just want to buy a bunch of shit on DoorDash, sit your fat ass on the couch and watch shows and get into a new series. I hear you. I hear you loud and clear because I fight these urges often. And you just decide that's what you'd rather do. You don't want to put the homemade meal, the meal delivery service in the oven or even the microwave. Some of these things are so easy. The meal delivery service is not coming to save you. You have to save yourself. You are the one who has to ultimately make the decision to say, I'm not ordering DoorDash. I'm going to do the thing that I committed to. The meal delivery service is not saving you. The personal trainer is not saving you. The private podcast is not saving you. Weight Watchers is not saving you. These are tools. These things can support your journey and what you're trying to accomplish with your goals of your weight loss, but they cannot do the work for you. They are not showing up in a fucking Amazon Prime box at your front door and being like, hey, I'm here. I'm going to do the work for you. And what you get twisted is that I'll start over on Monday. I'll just start over on Monday because I found this really cool new meal delivery service, or I found this really cool new weight loss plan, or I'm going to start my GLP-1 injections on Monday, yada, yada. Fill in the blank of the thing. Oh, here's the other one. I got a pretty planner and pens and stickers and highlighters, and that's going to keep me organized because I don't want to see anything ugly in my planner, and I don't want to see a big red X in my planner, or I don't want to see an empty space where I didn't do my commitment to work out and meal plan. The pretty shit from Home Goods will not save you. None of it is coming to save you. You are 100% responsible for being your own savior in this weight loss journey. Full stop, period, point blank. That's it. That's the message. That's the message. You are the one who is responsible. And every time you tell yourself, okay, I'll just do it this one time. How many fucking one times have you had? How many? I bet you can't even count them because there are so many just this one time, just this little bit, just for tonight. I'm just going to skip tonight. I'm just going to do it for tonight. And where do you end up? You end up right back where you started from. You end up right back on the yo-yo diet, body, hate, shame cycle, repeating the same tired shit over and over and over and over again, hating your life. And then because you hate your life, you escape from your life. And because you escape from your life, you keep gaining weight. And because you keep gaining weight, you keep escaping more. It is a vicious cycle. Vicious. It is a vicious cycle. And it will not stop until you single-handedly decide, I'm fucking done. And that one decision is not the end-all be-all, because you have to make decisions every single day, multiple times an hour, multiple times a day. There is all of these micro decisions that you already have to make in your life as an adult. You throw weight loss into the mix, you are making multiple decisions, thousands of decisions a day. Am I going to eat this now or later? Can I have this? Can I have this later? Can I have this much? Should I have this much? Should I work out today? Should I not work out today? Should I eat the thing? Should I not eat the thing? Should I go to happy hour with the guys from work? Should I do this? Should I do that? It's exhausting. It's exhausting. So then we say, fuck this shit. I'm not doing this anymore. Because that will really show ourselves, right? When we tell ourselves, fuck this, I'm done. Who exactly are you saying fuck this to? You're saying fuck this to your future self. You're saying fuck this to you. No one else in your life gives a shit whether you work out tonight. I promise you. No one else in your life gives a shit if you stay in your points today. No one else in your life gives a flying flip shit, bitch, biscuit shit about what you're going to eat tomorrow and the next day. No one cares. Your people love you. They love you. They don't care about those things because it's not important to them. And it's not their journey. And hear me when I say this, it's not their responsibility. Your weight loss is not the responsibility of your spouse, your wife, your husband, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, your fiance, your children, your parents, your coworkers. It is the responsibility of one person. And that one person, I'm looking at you. It's you. You're the one who has to look at yourself in the mirror. You're the one that has to get dressed when you get out of the shower in the morning. You're the one who has to jump on the scale. You can have the best support system in the world, on the planet, but that support system, at the end of the day, is not the one that has to lose the weight. They can cheer you. I mean, think about somebody running in a marathon. We can cheer them on. We can scream. We can hoop and holler and yell and all the things. But at the end of the day, that person, we're not crossing the finish line for them. I will show up. Like if my husband wanted to run a marathon, I'm going to show up. I'm going to show out. I'm going to wear all the tacky shit, have all the bells and whistles and da-da-da-da. I'm not the one crossing the finish line. He has to save himself. Think about my little girl. My daughter, she's 8. She does competitive cheer. So we are in the thick of competitive cheer competition season right now. So last weekend was a competition. This week is a competition. And you know I go hard. I go hard for my kids, okay? I am yelling and screaming and wearing all the fucking hot pink, the gym cut, like their team colors, and putting glitter in. I have hot pink glitter I'm putting in my hair, and I am doing all the extra cheer mom shit, okay? I am up there, but at the stage, cheering her on and, come on, let's go, woo, and all this shit. But guess what? And I get nervous for her. I get so nervous because I know she feels nervous, right? So I get nervous for her as she's going out there because I know some of the things that are going through her head, right? And I'm also sitting there having to monitor her blood sugar and making sure she's good. Or there's times where I've had to run backstage before they hit the mat at a show because she's either running too high or running too low. So there's a lot of feelings, a lot of emotions, and a lot of things going on. At the end of that minute and a half, or what I think it's literally like a minute and a half that they compete, Kat is the one who has to save herself up on that mat. She's got a team and her team has her back. The whole, parents, we have her back, but she is the one who is vulnerable and standing on a stage in front of hundreds of people and has to remember her routine and do the work. Do you hear me? Do you get what I'm putting down? Do you understand what I'm saying here? I am not saying to you that this is done in isolation. No, please God, don't do that. That is one of the worst things. Isolation and emotional eating are like peanut butter and jelly. They go hand in hand. Don't do it. But what I'm telling you is, even with the best support system in the world, you still have to save yourself. I can't save my daughter. I can't save my son. I can't save my husband. I can't save you. If you want it bad enough, you're the one that has to wake up earlier and go get the shit done. You're the one that has to go after it. No one else is coming to save you and rescue you. And this fantasy delusion land that you are living in, thinking that someone is going to show up at your door on a white horse and sweep you off your feet and magically make you lose your weight. Every time that you step into that fantasy, aka delusion, and every single time that you do that, you are continuing to tell your future self, fuck you, you're not worth it, put you on hold, I'm not ready for you yet. That's what you're doing. That's exactly what you're doing. You are putting your ass on hold when you are like, well, I'm just going to wait till Monday because somehow the pretty ass planner is going to save you. Somehow when the mochi shows up at your door, for those of you that know, when mochi shows up at your door with your, tirzepatide, semaglutide injections, oh Lord, oh yes, that's going to be the thing that saves me. Okay? Even when you are on the injections, the injection itself is a tool. It is a support. It doesn't save you. I take them. At the end of the day, I still have to make the decision. Am I going to eat this or am I going to eat that? This or that. You are doing this and that all day long. And while that tool, we're talking the injections, is a very strong tool, it works very well. You still get cravings. You still have emotions that you want to mask with food. The world is still a fucking dumpster fire with or without the weight loss and with or without the injections. So we all want to have an escape. And for so many of us, for so long, the escape has been food. Because think about this. All day long, and I mean all day long, from the moment your eyes open to the moment they probably like close and go to sleep because you're making decisions and you're tired, right? But my point is, from the morning until the night, you are making micro decisions, sometimes very big decisions, all throughout the day. You may be responsible for a team at work. You may have children. You may have pets. You may have parents. You may have people that you take care of, people that you make, decisions for, making decisions for yourself, bills, taxes, food, okay? And so at the end of the day, when you've made all these decisions for all this shit that, quite frankly, none of us want to be doing. None of us want to be doing any of this. None of us want to be doing all of the bullshit ass adulting things that we all have to do. None of us want to be doing it. Adulting is fucking ghetto, and I'm sick of it. I'm over it. I'm sick of it. I'm done. It sucks. Okay? And so when you've had to make all these decisions all day long and do and take care of everybody else, when you get that moment alone at the end of the night, especially if you're a parent, the kids are asleep, the house is quiet, the dishes are put away, you're like, ooh, speaking from experience, I would really like to just sit on this couch and eat my chocolate caramel Cadbury eggs. If they don't get rid of those in the store, I swear to God, I can't. Easter could not get here fast enough and get the fuck out. Just go. Bye. Get. Anyway, it's like the agony of having to make one more decision that is, quite frankly, going to be painful, because we would much rather be in the moment and give in to the temptation because it feels good now. We don't want what feels good later. We want what feels good now. And what's in the best interest of our future and the goals that we have for ourselves with our weight loss is who we are in the future, not who we are in the moment when we're tired and pissed off and stressed. And that's where you're currently operating from, and you're making decisions from the tired, ragged version of yourself, not the irresistible, energized future vision of you. We're not thinking about that in the moment because we just want the pain to go away. We just want to zone out and make all of the pain go away. And in that moment, what feels good is the food. What feels good is saying, fuck the gym. Fuck that shit. I'm going to sit here and I am going to put on Adolescence or whatever freaking Netflix series is hot at the moment. And I'm zoning out. I'm going to put on, murder mysteries and just go to town and whatever. Okay. Play your games, do whatever it is you do to like completely brain rot. And everybody needs a good, couch rot, brain rot day. We all need it. The problem is when it's a pattern. The problem is when you are using it to escape from your every single day life and you're putting your own, hey, if you want to brain rot every night and that's your gig, go for it. Do you? But if you are listening to this, I know that you want something bigger and better for yourself, whether that's to finally get to your goal weight, whether that's to create the life of your dreams, to become the irresistible version of you. Something's got to give. Something's got to give. And stop sitting around hoping. Hope is not a plan. Hoping that, this will be the thing. If I could just dig around in Pinterest some more and find some meal plans. And let me tell you, the same shit that you were pinning in 2012, you were still pinning in 2025 thinking, oh shit, this is the thing. This, oh my God, girl, this is gonna be the plan. I bet you if you go back to your saved pens, You have pinned the same shit over and over and over and over again. It's exhausting. Or like, oh, I'm going to go on TikTok and like save all the videos, all the meal preps, all the this, all the that, all the workouts, all the da 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 da. Because that's going to save me. It's all about changing your perspective. The meal plans, the videos, the influencers, the podcast, these are all tools in your toolbox. I am a tool in your toolbox. As much as I wish I could come out of the screen or off of this, come out of the earbuds and like into your world and physically make you do the things you need to do, that is not happening. That is not possible. Even if you are a student in my paid course and my paid podcast, you can be absorbing, but if you are not applying, what good does it do? What good does it do? I create training for a living. This is what I do. And one of the biggest things is like when I'm creating a training program, you've got to build in the application. You have to build in how the person will apply it to their real life. What do you want that person to be able to do at the end? And in real life, just listening to things and reading things, it's not enough. No one is coming to fucking save you. I don't know how else to literally drill that into your head that you have got to stop wasting time waiting around, waiting on the wait, and waiting for some kind of savior to swoop in and do it for you. It's a hard, harsh, cold reality. It is real. It is as real as you can get. I am not going to sugarcoat this shit for you. You have to save yourself. Who else is going to wake up for you in the morning? Nobody. I remember many moons ago, this is way before kids, when I was still going to like Weight Watchers in person, and I dragged Frank with me, and I wanted him to do it with me, and I wanted like, him to be all like obsessed with it like I was, and I remember getting mad that he wasn't and thinking like, oh, you're not supportive and this and that, and it's like, let me just tell you something right now. I have the most supportive husband. Like, I don't even know how I got so lucky. I don't understand how I won the husband lottery, but I don't just say that to be corny. Like, this man, like, amazing. But it's like we do this, right? And now I feel like him and I are both like completely on the same page with our health goals and our weight loss goals and working out. And, I got to step my game up with the working out. But anyway, like, doesn't make a difference if your spouse is equally as, into their weight loss journey or their health journey. It does help. It does. I mean, you can't deny that. It absolutely does when everybody in the house is kind of in the same, pattern or mindset, and it does make a difference. But you can't use that as an excuse while you aren't doing the shit you need to do. You cannot use your kids as an excuse. I'll hear people say, well, my kids want to eat this and my kids want to eat that. Stop bringing the shit that got you fat. Stop bringing the shit that got you fat into your house and shoving it down your kid's throat. What the fuck? I hear this all the time. Well, my kids want to eat these snacks and this cookies and these sweets. Like, have we not learned anything? And I'm not saying not to give your kids sweets because we don't want to restrict because that causes eating disorder as well. But like, I'm not bringing in bags and bags and bags and bullshit candy into my home and letting my kids have free range of the shit. Absolutely not. We're not here to repeat patterns. And I hear like, well, my kids won't eat this for dinner. They won't eat that for dinner. Like, so we're going to sit there and make our kids the same meals and the same food that got us fat in the first place. Make it make sense. Make it make sense because it doesn't make any sense to me. So, yes, it helps when the family is on board and everybody's on the same page, but they don't have to be. They are in a different place. And you have to remember, were you ready when you first started trying to lose weight? You may not, and one of the times that you started and you weren't able to do it is because you weren't mentally ready. So we need to think about that for other people as well. Other people in our life that love us and support us and will cheer us on all freaking day long. They may not be where you are mentally. They may not be ready for it. So, it's not all about you. And that is what I think of, especially when I think about myself back in that time. It's the entitled fat girl. It is the entitled fat girl syndrome of, everything revolves around me and I'm so selfish and everybody better do what I'm doing. And if they don't do what I'm doing, they don't care about me. And get a grip. Like, have a reality check, because it's not true. And here is the reality of all of this to kind of tie it together. People not swooping in and saving you has nothing to do with how much they love you or support you. Think about my example that I share with Catalina. Y'all know I would lay down, I would step in front of a bullet, I would put my life on the line for my children, without a doubt, hands down, not even going to second guess it, right? And I would love to be able to get up there and do it for them, right? Actually, I don't want to get up there and do it for them, because what the fuck would that teach my kids, right? But you get my sentiment. Like, I wish I sometimes could, like, take the nerves away, or like take the, whatever it is. Or if I see like she missed something, like I want to just go up there and help. But I can't save her. I can't save her at the end of the day, right? And even when I think about her type 1 diabetes, and I'm her core, Frank and I are her core caregivers at this point, and she is managing a lot of her stuff with our involvement, obviously at this point. She's 8. And I can set her up for success, teach her how to do these things for herself, give her the confidence to wear her devices with no shame, to do all the things that it takes to be a person who lives with type 1 diabetes, which is a very challenging thing to do. At the end of the day, when she grows up and she leaves our house and she goes off to college and she starts her own family and has her own house and does all the things on her own, she has to manage this the rest of her life. I cannot swoop in and save her. If she decides she wants to be reckless and she wants to be careless and she wants to not dose herself and she wants to not check her blood sugars, as much as that would hurt me and make me angry and disappointed and trigger the thing inside of you as a mother that wants to save, I can't save her. So when you put it in that perspective, and then you are expecting people to swoop in and save you for weight loss, think about people who have loved ones on drugs or alcoholics. You can have the intervention, you can have the conversation, but no one can save them until they are ready to save themselves. And that's the key. And that's how I want to bring this back full circle, is that you have to be ready to save yourself. And so a lot of times when you have these attempts, like, this is my last time, Monday is it, I'm starting over, I've got the new diet, I've got the new this, I've got the new that. Maybe you're not ready. Maybe you weren't ready that time because you still had this little thing in your mind of like, this is going to be the thing that saves me. Instead of approaching it from, I'm here to save myself. I'm going to get myself out of this mess. What happened to you? If your weight gain came as a result of some kind of trauma or horrible thing that's happened in your life, you need to realize that that thing was not your fault. But how you get yourself out of it and through it is 100% your responsibility. And your sanity and your peace and your happiness depends on it. And the kicker about this is that you don't need to be saved. You don't need anyone to save you because you have everything inside of you right now. You have the capacity, you have the competence, you have the ability to save yourself. You are 100,000% capable of this journey. You are 100,000% capable of becoming who you dream about becoming. You don't have to stay at this weight. You don't have to feel miserable in your own skin. You don't have to wear the size that you're wearing. You don't have to be out of breath when you walk up the stairs. You don't have to feel embarrassed when you walk in a room because of your weight gain. You can 100% make that change. And you don't have to wait till Monday. You don't have to wait till January. You don't have to wait until the beginning of the month. It starts now. It starts at the next meal. It starts when you decide, I'm fucking done. I'm fucking done waiting for someone else to save me. I am taking full responsibility of my actions, and I'm going to save myself because I deserve to be saved. I deserve to live the life that I dream of. I deserve to live in a body that is comfortable. I deserve to walk in a room and not feel embarrassed. I deserve to live longer for myself and for my family. I deserve to not get health problems as a result of my weight. And you need to make a list of all those reasons why you deserve it, and you better start believing it. Because you have to save you. You. And again, I want to just reiterate that there is a difference between isolation and, I can do it all by myself and I don't need nobody and Very guilty of that. I am fiercely independent to a fault. It's something that I know I need to be working on. And it doesn't mean we can't ask for help. But stop expecting everyone to clutch their pearls and, slam on the brakes and be like, oh shit, Amy's on a diet. Amy's on a weight loss journey. Amy's on GLP-1. You know what? I better roll out the red carpet and do it for her. Stop expecting that shit. And instead, grow up and learn how to be emotionally mature and emotionally responsible. What does that look like? What it looks like is if your husband or your spouse or whomever that you are with or you live with is sabotaging you, or they're just not, Frank he has never been a sabotager, but back in the day, he just didn't want to do it. He wasn't ready to do it, and that's okay. And it becomes a difference of going off on somebody and saying, fuck you, you don't support me, and and it's like, hey, listen, losing this weight is my number one priority right now, my number one goal. And it really matters to me because list your reasons X, Y, and Z. Okay. And I know that you don't want to be on this journey. You may not want to lose weight right now, but I would really appreciate if you can maybe, try to support me by doing, don't bring the fast food home. Or if you're going to stop and get fast food after work, could you eat it in your car? And if that person has an issue, that's another conversation. That's a podcast for another day, because if they're pushing back on you when you have these emotionally mature conversations, you need to maybe lose a couple 100 pounds additional in your life, okay? Because that's unacceptable. But if that person really supports you and cares about you, they're going to say, okay, you're right. I'm not really feeling this right now, but I can do that. Or, when we go out to eat, I'm going to let you decide where we go. That's what support looks like. And that's what asking for help and support looks like, not from an entitled fat girl mindset, but from a emotionally mature, irresistible you. That's what it looks like. So all of this is about reframing, restructuring, and learning how to be a grown-up and take responsibility for ourselves. And what it comes down to is having a fierce, real conversation with yourself. You got to start calling yourself out on your bullshit. Because one thing about when you're overweight and you're living in the fat girl entitlement era, you are delusional as fuck. Delusional. And in denial. You are out living in the Nile. You are just out there swimming in the Nile because you are so deep into denial and so delusional about everything else and expectations of yourself and everyone else around you, you have to start having these insanely tough, fierce conversations with yourself. Stop sugarcoating it, stop denying things, and say, okay, this is what I struggle with. This is where I'm at, and this is how I'm going to fix it. And, you know, understanding that, yes, we have to save ourselves, but going back to the tools and the resources, we have the tools, we have the resources, figure out which ones you need for your journey. And view them as such. This is a tool. This is a resource. This is not the end all. There is no end all be all. You could spend tens of thousands of dollars on surgery, have the stomach, gastric bypass surgery or the sleeve surgery, then go back in and get all the loose skin, the lipo, the mommy makeover, all that, have that done. And you think, that's the thing that's going to fix me, because we all have this fantasy of like, once I do that, I would never overeat again because I spent so much money. How many people have you heard of? You may be one of them, but how many people have you heard of that spent their savings on the surgery, whether it's the sleeve or the lipo and all that, and guess what? They gained it back plus some, because the surgery, the money, all of it, none of it's going to save you. None of it's going to save you because it's a tool. So you 100% have to change your perspective and your view and start taking responsibility, point blank. Realize that, yes, you are important, but everybody else has shit going on in their life too. And you are probably not the center of everyone's universe. I know that sounds harsh, but it's true. So you thinking that everybody is supposed to bend and cater to everything that you want to do, it's entitlement. It's entitlement, and you've got to change. You've got to change it. I know you feel bitter and you feel angry because you're like, I fight for everyone in my life and I love everyone hard and I'm the one who's always taking care of everybody and rescuing everybody. No one asked you to do that. No one asked you to do that. And if you are a people pleaser, if you are the swoop inner rescuer, are you doing it because you need that validation? Are you doing it because that's what gives you a sense of worth, because you don't have any self-worth otherwise? Harsh realities today, guys. Harsh, fierce conversations that we have to start having with ourselves. If you want to get over this and you want to have a different life and you want to lose your weight and you want to see yourself differently and think differently and have different things, you have to do things differently. Because what you're doing right now, if it worked, you would not be here. If the 1997 version of Weight Watchers worked, you wouldn't be here today. Because the points program worked back when they did it in 2004. If it actually worked, you wouldn't be here anymore. Excuses, excuses, excuses. It is time to ditch the excuses. It is time to show up and show out for yourself. Because no one's going to show up the way you're going to show up for yourself. That's it. So I'm sure I've offended tons of people with this podcast, but that's okay. I keep it real. I keep it raw. I don't sugarcoat. I tell you like it is because I know how it is, because I've been in your shoes and I'm still in your shoes. Like, I get it. We all need to have those moments. I'm not going to sit here and coddle you and tell you everything's okay and you don't have to change and this and that. If you want to change, then listen to what I'm telling you. If you don't want to change, I don't know why you're here in the first place, honestly. But if you want to change, it's time to make some serious changes and consider this your wake-up call. Okay. All right. I'm going to wrap things up from here. I want to thank you so much for listening. If you like the podcast, please leave me a rating and review. That helps the podcast get seen by people that need to hear the message. And I know there are lots of us out here that are going through the same thing, and you are not alone in that. If you want to stay connected, please follow me on Instagram. I am at Irresistible Icing. That is where I hang out the most online. If you like my style, if you want to work with me, then the way that we can do that is through my online course and private podcast. When you register for my private course, you also get access to my VIP private podcast. So let me know if you have any questions. You can DM me over on Instagram. I will catch you in the next episode. Until then, stay irresistible. Bye, guys.